So I asked our group of mentees and mentors, what do you know about boards? And what do you know about board governance? And the immediate reaction I usually get is, it's boring. But it's not. It's very exciting.
Well, what really interested me when I came to the Connections mentorship meeting was to learn more about governance, because it's something for me as a woman that I haven't really experienced or I don't know anything about. And it was eye-opening, to be honest.
When we were developing our governance basics workshops, Mum and I decided it was best to do it in 2 parts. So the first part, Mum presented a great presentation that broke down what governance really was about.
I think about governance in a very broad perspective. It's not just how a board is organized, but it's how the board and management together make decisions for the benefit of the organization. I'm particularly interested in getting women on boards because they're very underrepresented. I wanted to start with proven fact and research proven that having women on boards is good for women, good for the economy, good for the society. So it's a win-win outcome, very rare. And that's what we're really driving for here, is to get more women prepared, energized, and committed to joining these leadership roles.
One thing that I found really interesting was that a lot of the participants would recognize someone like Bill Gates or other male CEOs, but did not recognize photos of women in similar positions that we put up.
Only 0.2% of women 39 and under hold director positions on Canadian boards.
We're 50% of the population, but we don't have 50% of the input.
We're in a world of increasing transparency and accountability, and so I think that women are a voice of change that can hold those standards up, and that voice of change needs to be heard.
I think, in my experience, that a diversity of perspectives really help to solve problems, and the problems organizations facing these days are very complex.
The second session, we had 5 women from our group come in and talk about their personal experiences on boards. And I think that this was really great for the group to hear from their peers what the trials and tribulations they had gone through, as well as the successes.
I've had over 20 years experience working with boards, being on boards, and have amassed a certain amount of expertise, I guess, in the area of governance. So I'm here to talk about my experiences over the last 20 years or so.
So learning about governance really helps me to see the bigger picture on how the organization works.
Going on board is not necessarily love and strategy every day, so that's part of why I'm here to talk to you about it.
Everything that you do in the organization is based on that governance practice. They're the ultimate overseers of everything that you do. They set the direction and the vision for the organization. So if you're not working with good processes at that level, then that trickles down and you end up with inefficient operations.
There's 2 things that I took away from the last session. The first one was just how important governance is to an organization. I very much see it now as the foundation. And if the governance isn't solid and effective, then the organization itself is shaky. And I hadn't thought about that before. The second thing that blew me away is how underrepresented women are in boards, and especially how underrepresented young women are. And when you think about it from the context of organizations and who they serve in the community, they're missing a huge voice of very energetic, passionate and inspired people who could be doing a lot on those boards to help the organizations be more effective at what they do.
We didn't want to just have 2 workshops and then let the participants leave with this knowledge. We really want to have tangible outcomes from these 2 sessions. So what we're working on doing is placing our mentors and our mentees into board shadowing positions as well as actual board positions themselves.
With no board experience, it's really hard to know how things work. And luckily, Finley and Associates is looking to place members like me on boards and have them shadow other members.
With all of this effort and engagement, what we're really hoping is to make an impact.